If you're over 60, there's one simple habit you probably haven't questioned in years, but it could be quietly damaging your health every single night. I'm talking about your sleep position. Today, we're breaking down how the way you lie in bed might be putting pressure on your heart, cutting off oxygen to your brain, and stressing your spine without you even knowing it. Back sleeping, legs straight, arms at sides. This one's tricky. Sleeping flat on your back with your legs stretched out and your arms down at your sides sounds like the textbook picture of peace. It's the kind of pose you see in meditation ads or yoga posters, completely still, perfectly aligned. In fact, for younger people, it's often recommended. It keeps the spine neutral, the neck straight, and it avoids all that twisting and turning that can lead to misalignment. But once you hit 60, that same position starts to tell a different story. The spine isn't what it used to be. With age, the natural cushioning between your vertebrae starts to wear down. That firm mattress that once felt supportive might now feel like concrete pressing into your lower back. Night after night, that subtle pressure adds up, and it doesn't always scream pain. It whispers tension. You might not realize it's your sleeping position that's leaving you feeling achy or sore in the morning. And then there's the breathing part, which is a lot more serious than most people think. When you're lying flat, gravity pulls your internal organs downward, or rather upward from the perspective of your diaphragm. That gentle pressure on the diaphragm limits how much your lungs can expand, especially if the muscles around it have weakened over time, as they naturally do with age. Instead of deep restorative breaths, you're left with shallow chest-level breathing. Your brain still needs oxygen, a lot of it. Around 20% of your body's total oxygen supply goes straight to the brain, even when you're at rest. So if you're breathing less deeply throughout the night, the brain is quietly running on a low oxygen supply. Not enough to wake you up gasping for air, but just enough to chip away at your clarity over time. Groggy mornings, slower recall, more of those "what was I just saying" moments. A 2018 study out of Japan looked at seniors over 65 who mostly slept on their backs. The results were pretty shocking. They had higher levels of oxidative stress and inflammation in the brain. That means accelerated cognitive aging. Not overnight, but gradually, night after night, year after year. And that's what's so wild about this. From the outside, it looks peaceful. Someone lying perfectly still, breathing gently, maybe even with a slight smile. But inside, the lungs are compressed, the brain is running on less oxygen, the spine is under pressure, and the heart might be working overtime. Now, let's be clear, we're not saying back sleeping is forbidden. For some people, especially with the right support, it can still be safe. If you elevate the upper body a bit, say with an adjustable bed or extra pillows under your shoulders and head, you can reduce the pressure and improve airflow. But if you're waking up feeling stiff, foggy, or heading to the bathroom more than once a night, your sleep position might be playing a bigger role than you think. Sometimes just tilting your upper body up by 15 degrees can mean the difference between waking up exhausted and waking up recharged. It's one of the easiest, most low-effort changes you can make, and it might just save you from years of silent strain, the supine trap. Flat on your back, flat on energy. Let's take a closer look at what doctors refer to as the supine position. It sounds like something out of a medical textbook, but really, it's just the technical term for lying flat on your back. No twists, no turns, just a straight shot from head to toe. In theory, it's supposed to be the most neutral, balanced way to rest. And for younger, more flexible bodies, it often is. But once you're over 60, that neutral position can quietly become a source of strain you never saw coming. Here's what happens under the hood. When you lie flat, gravity pulls your abdominal organs back toward the spine. This subtle shift narrows your chest cavity just enough to affect how much room your lungs have to expand. If your diaphragm, the main muscle that helps you breathe, isn't as strong as it used to be, which is extremely common with age, you may find your breathing becomes shallower, even if you don't realize it. You're not gasping or choking. It's way more subtle than that. But the quality of your breath, it drops, quietly, night after night. Now imagine your body relying on those shallow breaths for 6 to 8 hours straight. You may fall asleep just fine. But deep restorative sleep, the kind where your body heals and your brain recharges, requires oxygen, lots of it. And if your intake is reduced throughout the night, the effects can sneak up on you, waking up feeling groggy, foggy, or just not right. It's not a bad night's sleep, it's more like a series of half nights strung together. But there's another hidden twist to this position, something most people have never even heard of. It's called nocturia, and it's the clinical term for waking up during the night to pee. Now sure, needing a bathroom trip here or there isn't unusual, but if it's happening frequently, and especially if it starts right around the time you began sleeping on your back, it might not be your bladder causing the problem. It might be your posture. Here's how it works. During the day, gravity keeps excess fluid trapped in your lower legs, especially if you're sitting or standing for long stretches. But when you lie flat at night, that fluid starts redistributing through your body. It travels upward toward your torso and heart, increasing pressure around your chest. Your body reacts by ramping up kidney activity, sending that extra fluid straight to the bladder. Suddenly, it's 2 a.m. and you're wide awake. Again, you head to the bathroom. Then it happens again at 4 a.m. You're not just losing sleep, you're interrupting the brain's vital healing cycle. Every time you get up, your sleep quality takes another hit. And let's not forget the danger in all this. For older adults, those midnight bathroom runs aren't just annoying, they're risky. You're getting out of bed half asleep, in the dark, with slower reflexes, possibly stiff joints, and maybe a little dizziness. That combination dramatically increases the risk of falls, which can lead to injuries that derail independence altogether. So while the supine position may look serene from the outside, arms by your sides, body perfectly aligned, on the inside, there's a lot going wrong. Your lungs aren't expanding like they should. Your brain isn't getting enough oxygen. Your heart is picking up extra work, and your bladder is working overtime. That's a lot of stress for a body that's supposed to be resting. The takeaway here isn't panic, it's awareness. Some people can sleep on their backs just fine with the right support, like an inclined pillow or adjustable bed. But if you're over 60 and noticing more frequent night wakings, bathroom trips, or waking up feeling unrefreshed, it might be worth experimenting with a new position. Because sometimes the key to better sleep isn't in a supplement or a new mattress, it's just in the way you lie down. Stomach sleeping, comforting, until it isn't. Now let's talk about the position that many people actually find the most comforting, lying on your stomach. It might feel familiar, grounding, like how you used to fall asleep as a kid, but for older adults, this is the most mechanically stressful position of them all. Here's why. Your neck is twisted to one side for hours, not just turned, a full rotation. That compresses nerves, strains your cervical spine, and limits blood flow to the brain. Over time, this leads to neck stiffness, tension headaches, and sometimes even dizziness. And it's not just about your neck. Stomach sleeping flattens your spine's natural curve. It pulls on your lower back, presses your chest into the mattress, limits lung expansion, and even puts gentle, ongoing pressure on your organs. If you've got any arthritis, disc problems, or breathing issues, this position turns sleep into a nightly stress test. A 2019 study from Osaka Medical Center confirmed it. Habitual stomach sleepers over 60 reported more back pain, more fatigue, and poorer sleep quality overall. The very people who felt comfortable falling asleep that way were waking up feeling worse. Some people say, "But I've slept this way for 40 years. It's the only way I can fall asleep." And hey, I get that. Comfort matters, but emotional comfort and physical safety aren't always the same thing. If you absolutely must sleep on your stomach, try using a thinner pillow, or no pillow at all, and bend one leg slightly to reduce spinal pressure. But ideally, we work towards something better. So what's the healthiest sleep position after 60? Here's where things get hopeful. After all the warnings and red flags, we finally land on the position that supports your brain, heart, spine, and sleep quality all at once. It's side sleeping, with a slight bend in the knees, a small pillow between the legs, and the spine in gentle alignment. This position keeps pressure off your lower back. It allows the lungs to expand fully. It prevents the head from twisting. It encourages healthy blood flow back to the heart. It supports digestion, and it dramatically lowers your risk of waking up stiff or foggy. And yes, for many, the left side can be especially helpful for digestion and acid reflux. But for some heart patients, the right side might reduce pressure on the heart and help with breathing. The takeaway here is that both sides are dramatically better than lying flat or stomach down. And here's a beautiful bit of wisdom from traditional Japanese elders. In many older villages, seniors were taught to sleep in a side-curled position on firm futons, not for tradition, but because it helped reduce falls, kept their minds sharper, and eased their mornings. It wasn't just cultural, it was anatomical wisdom. Sleep isn't just about feeling rested, it's about repairing the body, recharging the brain, healing the spine, and clearing the system. And how we position our bodies night after night determines how well that healing happens. You don't need fancy gadgets. You don't need a memory foam fortress or $300 pillows. You just need to know your body and respect the changes that come with age. Because sleep isn't passive. Sleep is active recovery. So tonight, before you drift off, ask yourself, is the way I sleep helping my body or hurting it? If you found this episode helpful, please like this video and share it with someone you care about. And if you've got a sleep trick that's worked wonders for you, or if you've made a position change that transformed your mornings, let us know in the comments. Your experience might help someone else.